You know what you almost never see? A Christian psychopath trying to help a Muslim narcissist. Yeah, I'm talking about me and you, Mohammed Hijab. Now that you're being exposed by one of your ex-wives for your abuse of women and for enlisting the help of dozens of your fellow Dawagandists to cover up what you did, and for lying to your followers, and for blackmailing a sheikh, and for trying to discredit your victim by spreading a photoshopped screenshot and an AI-generated fake confession, you're rapidly becoming a liability to the Dawa community. Your dear friend Ali Dawa lied for you, and this led to him being exposed for treating Muslim women like prostitutes. Now he's known as the Mutta guy.
Ah, okay. It looks cool though.
Are you the guy that's in the Muta marriage? Is that you?
No, maybe it's you.
Muslims at Speaker's Corner are getting blasted for helping you abuse a Muslim woman.
If you have dishonored them, then let them go.
Like how you dishonored Mohammed
Yes.
Hijab's second wife?
Yes.
Hashim, do not speak to the audience, especially
Go
about
away,
women.
go away.
Because you abuse women.
Hey, by the way, dog, come here.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I remember we joined your line.
Record this dog.
Yeah, Hashim.
Come, dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doggy,
Is
come.
that how you treat women?
I treat you, dog.
Okay.
Are you a dog?
No.
You're
You're a
dog,
woman
but Jesus
abuser.
says dog.
No one in the Dawa community can feign ignorance about you because you've been showing your true colors for years.
You can lie to your spouse. In this situation, so the issue with this is that
So can they lie in the context of, for example, if one says, I sense that you've got a second wife, can he say, no, I don't?
yes, you can say that.
You can say that.
Yes, I personally believe this is.
White lies?
It doesn't have to be white. It can be a black lie.
The women who take it the best are the revert sisters. From my experience of observing the situation, I found.
And now, because of your ego and your terrible choices, you've been exposed and humiliated by a woman you abused and lied about. Your fellow Dawagandists can't even open their mouths without being condemned for being associated with you. And YouTubers are turning this into a huge Mohammed Hijab pylon. Not a pylon in the zut sense, but in the, oh my goodness, this guy is imploding and he's bringing all of Dawa down with him sense. I've obviously joined the chorus of voices against you, but I'm in the chorus for a different reason. Most people are cheering for your downfall because they just can't stand you, or because they love to see Dawa collapsing, or because they want to help women who are being abused by the Dawa Diddy Club. I share the goals of demolishing Dawa and protecting victims of abuse, but I'm also here to help you, the abuser, the manipulator, the egomaniac. And I may be the only person on the planet right now who can help you, because I know exactly what you're going through, you poor, poor man. Let me tell you a story about the worst day of my life. The worst day of my life was not the day my grandma died, or the day my son died, or the day my mother died, or the day my father died, or the day my brother died, or the day Nabil died. It wasn't the day I went to a mental hospital, or the day I went to jail, or the day I went to prison. Nothing like that. Why? Because as awful as antisocial personality disorder is, it comes with an amazing ability to endure an endless array of bad events and circumstances without being fazed even slightly. But there's one way to seriously hurt a psychopath. There are lots of ways to hurt a narcissist because narcissists are super fragile. But the most devastating way to hurt a narcissist happens to be the same way to hurt a psychopath. Now for the worst day of my life. It was towards the end of the first quarter of 8th grade. I don't remember what I was doing, but teachers kept sending me to the principal's office. One day, I got called to the principal's office again, and the woman at the desk told me to go into the conference room. I walked into the conference room, and there, seated around the table, were the principal, the vice principal, the guidance counselor, 4 or 5 of my teachers, my mom, my mom's boyfriend, and my grandmother. And I knew instantly that all of these people being together in the same room was really, really bad, because I acted like a different person for different people in that room. You see, people were always feeding me information about what they liked and what they didn't like. If I wanted someone to like me, I would pick up on what they liked, and I would do that more and more until I was their favorite person in the world. If I didn't like someone, I would pick up on what they didn't like, and I would do that more and more until I was their ultimate nightmare. So, over time, I developed custom personalities for different people. Now, what happens when all these people, who've all been experiencing a different version of David Wood, get together in the same room and start sharing stories about what David is like around them? I'll tell you what happens. They went around the room, and the same thing happened over and over again. A teacher would say, "Here's what David did in my class." And then half the people in the room would look at me, confused. "David did that? David?" Then someone else would describe something I did, good or bad, and half the people in the room would again turn and look at me like, "He did what? David?" Eventually, my grandma, who thought I was an angel because I acted like an angel around her, she locked her eyes on me and declared, "David sounds like a chameleon." Then, as they continued sharing stories, they kept calling me chameleon, which didn't help them because it made me feel like a cool supervillain. But the damage was done. They figured out what I was doing. They figured out what I was. They realized I couldn't be trusted. At the end of that devastating little meeting, the vice principal gave me a choice. He said, "David, you can either stay here or you can transfer to another school. If you stay here, the next time I see you in this office, I'm going to expel you. If you transfer to another school, I won't tell them anything about you, and you can get a fresh start." I chose the fresh start. I switched schools, not because I was worried about being expelled, but because I wanted to get as far away from these people as possible. They had finally seen right through me, and they would have always been suspicious of everything I did, good or bad. So, why was that day about as close to traumatic as a day could get for me? Well, when you're able to manipulate the people around you, make them think what you want them to think, you feel powerful. You feel superior. The people around you are like puppets to you. You're the puppet master. You're in control, and they don't even realize it. You're the mastermind. That feels good. But the moment they understand what you're doing, that feeling of power is instantly stripped away, leaving you exposed, naked, and defeated. Sound familiar, Mohammed Hijab? It's what you're going through right now. You built your life on a foundation of manipulation and deception. You dupe people into doing what you want. You dupe women into marrying you, and then you ruin their lives. You dupe your fellow Dawagandists into helping you manipulate and deceive everyone around you. You dupe your followers into thinking that you're doing this for Islam and not for yourself. Feels good being able to dupe so many people, doesn't it? But now you're being exposed. Your power is being stripped away. And you don't know what to do because you don't know any other way of living. So you're going to keep using the same manipulation tactics, the very tactics that got you into this mess. And the more your tactics fail, because people are catching on, the more desperate and confused and miserable you're going to become. I know, because I didn't stop manipulating people when I got exposed in 8th grade. I was just more careful about it. I sharpened my skills. I became an even worse person. In order to actually change, you need a completely different way of thinking. Psychologically, Hijab, you view yourself as the center of the universe. You're the star, and you want everyone else revolving around you like planets. Everything you do is meant to get more people revolving around you. When people break away from you and escape, you become enraged, and you try to force them back into orbit. In your mind, people refusing to do what you want is the problem. But that's not the real problem. People shouldn't do what you want because you're a narcissistic, lying control freak. The real problem is how you view people. Human beings are created in the image of God. They're not supposed to revolve around you. You have to stop viewing them as planets revolving around you, the star, and start viewing them as other stars in a shared galaxy. You can view material objects, phones, computers, cars, as satellites revolving around you, but you have to stop viewing people that way. It won't be easy. I can tell you from experience, I had to be broken, and it is hard to break me. But as awful as it was being broken, it's exactly what I needed. It wasn't just good for everyone around me, it was good for me. I needed a real fresh start, not just a new school with new victims. So, as you're sitting there panicking about what to do, flailing about, desperately trying to get your people back under your control, just know that what's happening right now, no matter how painful it may seem, is for your own good. When all of your tactics have failed, and they will fail, when your bag of tricks is empty, man up and follow Jesus, the rightful center of the universe. Or you can keep bailing water from the sinking ship that is the SS Mohammed Hijab, and see where that takes you.
It just backfired on you. It just backfired on you. This is a part of a religion. There's a reason to it. Yeah?